Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Laffey, and we're going to be doing Unit 7, Lesson 8 today. So we're talking about estimates, inequalities. So 8, 9, and 10, Lessons 8, 9, and 10 all have to do with inequalities, going in a little more detail than we have in the past. So being able to graph them on a number line and write an inequality to represent a situation. So let's look at 8.1. There's a picture of a man. Name a number in feet that is clearly too high for this man's height. So that chair, probably the top of the chair is less than 3 feet, right? So if that were 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 to 3 feet, maybe about 3 feet. So he could be 6 feet, but could he be 7 feet? No. So I'm going to say that a number in feet would be 7 feet. And when I look at that on my .cam, this is how I would write that. I'm having issues with my document camera. It changes when I change the screen. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I wrote 7 feet. This is the sign for feet. Let me make my 7 a little. It's actually not curved, it's just a line. 7 feet. Okay, so name a number in feet that is clearly too low for his height. Well, he's definitely taller than 4 feet. So if I'm saying that chair is 6 feet, 3 feet, 2 of those would probably, so I would say he's about 6 feet. Okay, so here is the same man standing next to a child. If the man's, oh, I was pretty close. If his actual height was 5 feet 10 inches, what can you say about the height of the child in this picture? So if I'm looking at this, well, I can say for sure that the child is less than 5 foot 10 inches, right? If you can come up with more than that, that would be great. This is where we're supposed to be discussing that. The child probably is greater than 3 feet, right? So anything like that, it's just to get you thinking about the different heights and inequalities. Okay, so this one we're going to have to do a little bit differently because it's supposed to be an activity we do in class where I give you little slips of paper with 4 stories and questions involving the number 9. So match each question to 3 representations of the solution: a description, a list, a number line, or an inequality. So let's just go through these. Comparing your matching decision with another groups, if there are different agreements, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so A says a fishing boat can hold fewer than 9 people. How many people can it hold? So that means it can hold less than 9 people, right? So not including 9. So on your number line, it can either be at 8 or it can be an open circle. Remember, that does not include 9. Solid would be including 9. And it can hold fewer than 9 people. So your number line is going to go to the left, which you can't see because I have a black. So let me get a red one. Okay, and then you go like that. So open and to the left. Okay, and that if you're writing it, that would be boat, right? That's our, or X or whatever. Or it says X, can it hold? So that would be boat is less than 9. Okay. Or that was supposed to be written down there, the inequality. So if you're doing a description or a list, that would be like it can hold 0, it can hold 1, it can hold 2, it can hold 3, it can hold 4, it can hold 5, it can hold 6, it can hold 7, and it can hold 8. So you can say another description would be whole numbers that are at least 0 and are less than 9. Okay, let's move on to the next one. B, it says Lynn needs more than 9 ounces of butter to make cookies for her party. How many ounces of butter would be enough? So she needs more than 9 ounces. So not 9, she needs more than 9. So it could be 9.1. That's why we do the open at 9. And then more than 9 would be going to the right. That's why we don't pick 10, because it can be anything between 9 or 10. So in this case, we're saying X is greater than 9. And the description would be any value higher than 9. Including non-whole numbers. That's what I just said. So like fraction, decimal. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Aren't these fun? You know, Mrs. Laffy's kind of fun. Okay, so C says a magician will perform her magic tricks only if there are at least 9 people in the audience. For how many people, X, will she perform her magic tricks? So how many people will she perform? There has to be at least 9. So 9 or greater than 9, right? So we're going to say 9, and it's going to be solid because it's equal to 9 or greater than 9. So we are going to go greater than 9 like that. X is greater than or equal to 9. And how many people? Let's make a list. So she can do 9 people, she could do 10 people, she could do 11 people, she could do 12 people, and then we can do ... to signify that it can go on and on, or you can say whole numbers that are 9 or higher, something like that. That could be a description as well. So this is a list, that's a description. This is our number line, this is our inequality. Oops, I moved it too fast. So list, number line, inequality. Description would be whole numbers that are 9 or higher. Okay, D says, a food scale can measure up to 9 grams of weight. What weights X can the scale measure? So it's not going to be negative, but it can be anywhere from 0 to 9. right? Which means it's going to be 9, including 9, or less. So actually it's going to be a dot there because it can't go, you can't weigh something that's negative. So X is actually, it can be two things. It can be greater than or equal to 0, or it could be X is less than or equal to 9. And this could be, a description would be any value from 0 to 9. And a list would be 0, 1, 2, etc. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's, we put it the brackets because it's a set. All right, moving on. How high and how low can it be? We're talking about the basketball hoops. So again, this would be an in-class activity where you were going to get in groups and things like that. So we'll just go over it real quick like this. All right, so here's a picture of a person and a basketball hoop. It's hard to see it, but there's the person and a basketball hoop. Based on the picture, what do you think are reasonable estimates for the maximum and minimum heights of the basketball hoop? Complete the first blank in each sentence with an estimate and the second blank with taller or shorter. So, one says, I estimate the minimum height of the basketball hoop to be, so if this person is probably, remember she's not standing right next to it though. So if she were, she might come up to here. But so a person, excuse me, an adult person is probably between 5 feet and 6.5 feet usually. So the minimum height of the basketball hoop to be 6 feet, right? At least. This means the hoop cannot be shorter than this. There's no way it's shorter than 6 feet, right? And B, so the word minimum means the lowest possible value. All right, so I estimate the maximum height of the basketball hoop to be 12 feet. And I'm just guessing on that. This means the hoop cannot be taller than this height. So maximum means the highest possible value. All right, let's go to number 2. Write 2 inequalities. One to show your estimate for the minimum height of the basketball hoop, and another for the maximum height. Use an inequality symbol and the variable h to represent the unknown height. So I said the minimum was the height is greater than 6 feet. Or I could say okay, so the inequality symbol is there. And then the maximum, I said the height was 12 approximately. So I said the height has to be less than 12. The maximum was 12. All right, number 3, plot each estimate for minimum or maximum on the number line. So that would be the minimum. if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm saying it's greater than 6. Greater than, I should say really greater than or equal to 6 and less than or equal to 12. So I'm going to do the minimum being a solid dot, so 6 feet. That was the minimum, so it could be 6 feet or taller. And then the maximum was less than or equal to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it's going to be solid, so it could be 12 equal to 12 or less, and that's going to go that way. So maybe that's easier to see. All right, number 4. Suppose a classmate estimated the value of h, or the height, to be 19 feet. Does this estimate agree with your inequality for the maximum height? Does it agree with your inequality for the minimum height? Explain or show how you know. So 19 feet, we said 12 feet, so 19 feet does not agree with our estimate. It does not agree with the inequality for the maximum height of the hoop. H is less than 12 when H is equal to 19. 19 is not less than 12, so that wouldn't work. Since 19 feet is greater than 6 feet, this answer does agree with the inequality for the minimum height. H is greater than 6, and 19 is greater than 6, so that would be true. So it maximum is no, and minimum is yes. Okay, and we're going to skip number 5 because that's with a partner. So you are going to do the practice problems, which are in the Unit 7 materials, or you can look at them online and write your problems down, and then tomorrow you can check your answers with the video that I provide, and you can do your cool down in Google Classroom and submit that there. Okay, thank you. Bye.